for what they really are. Do you see the point I'm making? All a classification can be is a distraction from seeing what's actually exists. You don't need classifications if you can see things for what they are. No one has to tell you that they are Muslim. You could look at their deen. Do you see the point I'm making? If they have to tell you that this is what they are, then they are not that. Do you see the point I'm making? If their only basis and foundation for being that is telling you that they're that, they're clearly not that. Right. People come to me and say, well, are you a Rastafarian? I never said that I was a Rastafarian. Never. I've never told anyone of my own or volunteered to them that I'm a Rasta. Never have I done that. You see the point I'm making? But they see me as being a Rasta because some of the cultural framework that a Rasta has and acts and lives, they can see similarities. And I say, whatever is righteous, I'm that. Do you see the point I'm making? So I'm not going to disagree with you when you don't even know what a Rasta is.
Right.
They come and say, well, are you a Muslim? Is that something that's righteous? That care about people, that's about uplifting people? And that's, yeah, I'm that. Before you disagree with it, you got to understand that they don't know what they're asking you all the time. Right. But you want to be, we're so egotistical. I'm not a Muslim. A Muslim means one who submits to the will of Allah, and this Muslim means this and that. They don't know what a Muslim is. A Muslim is not. You say, well, I'm not a Sunni Muslim, I'm a Shiite Muslim. Or they didn't ask you all that. And neither did they even know what a Muslim was. Do you see what I'm making? They was just looking for something to identify with that was righteous, that was all that they could think of in that moment.
Right.
And here it is, you're going to bust out the 10 Qurans and speak fluent Arabic. Do you understand the point I'm making? And argue different tribal warfares about Islam and talk about how there's different types of Muslims and you sound unsure in the end. Instead of saying, you know what, is that what you consider to be righteous and upright? And they'll probably say yes. Do you see the point I'm making? If you just ask them that simple question. Is that something that you consider is good and that really, you know, if they say, well, no, Muslims is that and that. No, I'm not that. You feel the point I'm making? Muslims they blew up the World Trade Center. Oh, I'm not that. I wasn't a part of that. I wasn't in that plane. You feel what I'm making? I'm still alive, so I couldn't have been on that plane. So you got to ask them where they're coming from.
Right.
But see, reality makes you think everything is crystallized, and we're under the assumption that everybody got the same amount of knowledge. TV does that to you. It makes you think that everybody's walking around, that we all mean the same thing, not realizing how confusing the English language is in and of itself. How everybody has different degrees of education and knowledge. Everybody's at a different degree. So you got to make sure and see what other people's degree, what degree they're at, before you get your ego involved. And say, no, I'm not with Farrakhan if that's what you're asking me. Ask them what they're asking you.
Right.
Do you see the point I'm making? Ask them where they're at. And I say, well, they come and ask you, are you with Farrakhan? Does that mean I support black liberation and I'm about seeing our people rise up and be strong? Yeah, I support Farrakhan. Does that mean I sell bean pies and I push the Final Call newspaper? No, I'm not with Farrakhan. Or I go to the mosque every Wednesday, every Sunday? No, I'm not with Farrakhan. And you say that and you ask and they say, well, I didn't know that the nation even sold bean pies. They sell bean pies? You see the point that I'm making? You volunteered information because you did not assess the degree that the person is. We can't assume that everybody's on the same level. So find out where they're coming from so you can encourage them in their upward mobility towards righteousness. Because some people may have been they're just looking to become better people. And they might see you as being a Muslim. And you just discourage them all together. Oh. After you get to talking. And teaching them about 20 different forms of Islam, they'll be like, well, I might as well just keep smoking cigarettes. You know, that's too confusing. And say, is that something righteous that's trying to uplift and strive towards personal development and become a better person? Yeah. You're absolutely right. I'm a Muslim. You're absolutely right. I'm with Farrakhan. Yes, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Yes, I'm a Rastafarian. Yes, I'm a Nuwabian. Does that mean becoming a better person and getting to know your culture and becoming more righteous and being better than you were yesterday and trying to make sure you're going to the right direction throughout your life? Yeah, that's me. You see the point I'm making? So then we are unifying them. And I said this earlier, this was so profound. We want to see people unified. But if we treat them in a unified manner, then they will be automatically unified. We don't treat them unified. As soon as you get together and say, you know, we all need to be unified, you are now treating us as we all separate. Did you know that? People say, we need to come together and unify. You just separated us. You saying that we're something different from you. We all sitting in the same room together. You see the ideological illusion? We are all in the same place. And they say, we need to be unified. How much more unified can we get? We all walking around on the earth together, occupying the same space, literally. And they say, and you see the same people every day, once a week, once a month. Every time you see them, brother, we need to be more unified. How much more unified can we get? I just saw you 4 days ago. So that's when they're saying that, they're subconsciously saying that I'm seeing differences. They say all these organizations need to be unified. You're seeing differences between black people trying to go over here and black people trying to go there. They're trying to go everywhere. You are projecting the differences. Those differences do not exist in reality. They don't exist. Those differences are not there. If somebody's walking around the streets with some locks on their head, you can't tell whether they just with the Afrocentric movement, or if they are some type of a Rastafarian, or if they do capoeira, or, you know, you can't tell what they are. Because you know why? There's not very much difference between people with those different classifications. Those differences are not real. It's hard for you to